Welcome to this presentation of lead generation from mortgage and protection brokers, generated by Haley Smith on behalf of Mortgage Connect. Here I'll be looking at avenues for lead generation in this ever-changing industry, breaking down complex terminology and giving you advice on how to implement marketing strategies. Please give this presentation an hour of your time, and any feedback at the end is welcome. I want to take you right back to the start of the year and the sales meeting that we had. Within the sales meeting, I announced the Mission 100 launch. Now we're nearly 6 months in, and the figures unfortunately speak for themselves. They definitely show a slow start to the year, and the feedback is that everyone is finding the market challenging at the minute. With that being said, when business is quiet, we need to be proactively starting to source our own leads. Let's look at the lead generation challenge that we are facing. There are over 11,000 active mortgage brokers in the UK competing for the same business. 73% of brokers say that lead generation is their biggest challenge, and 40% of the top brokers say that their business comes from referrals. The fact of the matter is, with property transactions still recovering, brokers who don't actively generate the leads for themselves rely on luck, not strategy. Whilst I have heard that business is slow, the mortgage market figures suggest that business is still there and the opportunity is real. The question is, how are we going to put ourselves out there in terms of marketing to generate the business? Gross mortgage lending forecast for 2026 in the UK sits at over £300 billion. Of this, 90% of mortgages are done through brokers. The UK broker market size is sitting at £3.4 billion with an annual growth forecast at 10%. There has been an annual growth of 9.85% in the digital mortgage platforms. Interestingly, when I've been speaking with the BDMs for lenders, it is a general consensus that lenders are favouring broker channels rather than in-house broker teams. Many redundancies have been made to their in-house mortgage teams. A well-run lead pipeline for yourselves puts you ahead of 73% of your competitors. So let's now focus our time on the lead generation. So the stats really do speak for themselves. The business is out there, but it isn't just going to fall into our laps. Whilst word of mouth can get us so far, we have to take the step into the big wide world of advertising and marketing to get our brands seen and heard. Through research and marketing, I have targeted the top 6 areas that are working for brokers in the industry earning the top figures. I'll go through them in a little bit more detail, but here is the full lead generation mix. Digital and SEO, paid advertising, referral networks, content marketing, bought leads, and finally, niche specialisation. Digital marketing sits proudly at the top of the lead generation pyramid. For those relying on old school methods of marketing, it's time to dust off your brain cells and firmly jump into the 21st century. Yes, the digital age is here and there is no going back. So what does digital marketing and SEO mean? Broken down, it's quite simply how clients use search engines such as Google and how we can benefit from these searches. Hence the term SEO, search engine optimization. There are 2 ways in which we can use this method for marketing. First is organic, aka free, and the second is paid. Let's look at these 2 methods in a bit more detail. Organic is where the clients type into the search engine, mortgage broker in my area or mortgage broker in X town. This is indicative of a high buyer intent, as typically clients only search this when they are actively needing the service. As brokers, we all should be competing to be at the top of this search result. To do this, first and foremost, we need to have our Google business accounts set up, running, up to date and kept refreshed. This means creating niche content, for example, first-time buyer guides and self-employed mortgage tips. Aim within your content for short, small snippets that are quick and punchy. Do not create content that is long-winded and complicated. The second method is what we call pay-per-click, or PPC. This facility is provided on Google Business. Again, simply put, it means that you pay for your ads in order to bump them up to the top of the search results. However, we need to be clever about using this facility. On average, in Q2 2026, UK brokers wasted £37,000 a month on unfocused PPC budgets. We need to be tightening our search engines, so we need to look at geo-targeting. This is narrowing down the searches people that are within your area. And we also need to look at removing negative keywords, so things such as free advice or specialist advice. If we are going to use the paid per click facility, then we need to be maximising the return on investment. I can't express enough how important getting comfortable in the digital world is when it comes to marketing. However, there is no denying that the good old referral and network partnerships come a close second in terms of lead generation. Speaking with you all over the last few months, it shows how proud you are of the working relationships that you have built. However, 40% of successful brokers' business comes from these referrals. This is your highest quality, lowest cost channel. It's therefore imperative that you need to review and keep these refreshed and up to date. Let's look at the top 4 partnerships that are within the mortgage industry. Firstly, and arguably the most important, is the estate agent referrals. This is the first point of contact with buyers and warm introductions at the point of need. Take time to look over your previous offer fee splits. Make sure that they're within the industry regulation and make sure that they are up to date. Offer reciprocal referrals whenever you can. Secondly, solicitors and conveyancers. These handle every property transaction, so therefore there is a natural handoff point. I would suggest inviting these to lunch, learn about the services that they offer, and make the referral process effortless. Thirdly, accountants, sometimes overlooked. However, I find that these are really important. They are the trusted advisors to the self-employed and high net worth clients. Make sure that the accountants that you speak to are aware that you can specialise in complex cases and you're always available for them to be sent your way. And finally, financial planners and IFAs. Generally speaking, the financial planners and IFAs, although don't like to look at mortgages. So they will often, rather than advise on them, look for a way to refer these to other people. Be clear on a referral agreement with them and track the conversions that you make. Number 5 is content marketing and thought leadership. You might be sat thinking, Hayley, what the hell is content marketing and thought leadership? It is pretty much a posh pun on selling yourself, being your own cheerleader and shouting about your abilities. It's time to stop being modest, put yourself out there, because if you don't blow your own trumpet, then no one else will. It's really about building that authority before a client even picks up the phone to you. There are a number of ways that you can do this. I've picked out 4 that you might find interesting. The first one we've touched on already, which is CEO articles, but then also creating small blogs. Use areas that you're comfortable with. Do voiceovers, short presentations, make them punchy, watchable, and most importantly, relatable. Upload them to your social media and your website. This will offer long-term organic traffic and credibility. Use things such as how to get a mortgage if you're self-employed in 2026, buy to let, what rising rates mean for landlords. Number 2, I've put on here, emails. Make sure that you nurture your existing pipeline. The most valuable asset that you can have is your client bank. You need to set up 3 to 4 marketing emails per month. You can have rate changes, how-to guides, or even the simple did you know. You never know when your name will come up in conversations with your existing customers. It could be at the pub, at the hairdressers, or even at the school gates. Keeping the emails sent out will keep you top of mind for remortgage triggers. Number 3, social media, LinkedIn, Facebook. If you don't have standings on these platforms, create them now. You can put short videos, explainers on there, you can relate client success stories, and you can even notify when rates are changed. Make them short again, snappy, something that will attract clients. This is crucial for brand awareness and referral amplification. Finally, make sure that any social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, or websites that you have include mortgage calculators and tools. These are great hooks to get clients in and to interact with your sites. You could even host things such as stamp duty calculators. Coming in next is buying leads from UK providers. Now, generally speaking, I'm not a great fan of buying leads. I never did in my business, but that doesn't mean I don't understand the need for them. When times are quiet and things aren't working, a few well researched leads could open doors. What I will say is if this is something you're planning to do, make sure that they're from a trusted source and you've done your due diligence before you pay for anything. I have asked around and these seem to be the best sources in the market. So coming up first is Mortgages Booked. The cost per lead is £90 and you pay that £90 on showed appointments. No shows will be refunded. These are best for appointments that you know are going to turn up and to keep your quality control maintained. Next up is Lead Pronto. Now, leads can start from £26. It's for the budget conscious broker and it's high volume. In number 3 is Lead Crowd. Leads are from £30 and the lead is exclusive to yourself. It means that you have less competition in the market. Number 4 is a company that I used quite a lot when I was in business. It's unbiased or vouched for. It's subscription based and you can buy leads as and when you need to. It gives you a good profile visibility and inbound inquiries sent straight to you. You don't necessarily have to, with Vouch for, actually take the leads. They can actually become natural customers you will find goes on to Vouch for just for the review process. And finally, Hello Leads or Digital Route. Now, this cost varies. It's a little less involved with regards to the leads because it is AI matched and it will be niche and specialist cases. A top tip is always negotiate exclusively with the providers. Often you'll find that they're shared leads and you can be calling them up 5 times before you will actually reach that customer. Finally, niche specialisation. These are your premium leads. Again, going back to the Mission 100 presentation, I asked you to all find your niche, something that you are well known for. It could be an area of business that you really enjoy or one that you're really good at getting through. I used to be known for complex cases and ones that others had said no to. I loved and chased the feeling of accomplishing something that no one else could achieve. So take some time, look at what you're good at and where these leads will come from. It could be that they're self-employed, complex income, harder to place, willing to pay advice fees. You can partner with accountants or create tailored content. First-time buyers, high volume, strong Google intent, lifetime value if served well. Look at government scheme expertise and mortgage guarantees, etc. Buy-to-let HMO. These looking at portfolio landlords that need multiple mortgages. One client can equal many deals. What I would suggest is joining landlords associations and attend property networking events. Finally, your high net worth clients. These are complex structures, high loan values, and low price sensitivities. These referrals often come from private banks, IFA, and solicitors. Always remember, generalists compete on price, specialists command fees, and win referrals organically. Finally, I want to concentrate on measuring what matters. My granddad always used to say to me, Hayley, a kick is only good as a chase. This means doing the act is great, but it's only measured on the follow-up. It is important to know what has worked well and what hasn't. I'm not saying that all avenues that you will try will be a success. In my career, I've had a fair few failures, but what are we in life if we don't fail and get up and try again? Work out what works, hone in on it, and continue to use it. Look at your cost per lead. So look at the total spend, divide it by the leads generated, and use that as a benchmark. You need to look at loan to application rate. So what percentage of leads that become mortgage applications? Aim to target between 25 to 40%. You also need to look at your CPA, which is your cost per acquisition. This is the true cost of each completed case, so the true value of the client. Look at the referral conversion rate. So referral leads, you need to be typically converting 2 to 3, and that means that they're better than paid. Remortgage trigger rate, percentage of past clients contacted at the right time who re-engage. Lead source attribution, know exactly which channel each case came from. Track these KPIs by channel. Obsessive measurement is what separates top brokers from the rest. So, in conclusion, the last 10 slides that I've gone through with you are all geared up to increase your marketing and also your lead generation. It's all about giving you the confidence on where to look and what to do. It's not just a complete guide. Please feel free to get in touch with me if you need any help in how to run your websites or your social media. I'm more than happy to help. I'm more than happy to tailor the information down to how it suits you individually with your businesses. Going forward, what I'd like you to do is have a look at putting an action plan in place based along the lines of this that I've got here on this screen for you. So in the first week, I would like you to look at your current lead sources, identifying cost per leads, where them leads come from, how important they are, and then each channel work out how you're going to go forward with them. In month one, I'd like you to all concentrate on your Google business profile. Make sure that it's up to date, make sure that it's running, make sure it's there and visible when people are searching in the search engines. I would have a look at launching 3 priority pages. So somewhere on your website, have a look at doing how-tos or blogs, even having a look at some paid ads if you have the ability to do so. So month 1 and 2, map out your top 10 referral partners. Have a look who's giving you the most leads. Have a look at how them leads are converting, and then schedule introduction meetings again with them. Go back to them, take them out for lunch, as I've said before, negotiate, keep them relevant, keep them up to date. Month 2, I would like you to concentrate on your existing customer bank. I know I've said this a million times before, but it is your most lucrative investment that you have and it's free. Launch emails, maybe 3 to 4 a month, to go out to them customers to keep you in their minds. Months 2 to 3, define 1 to 2 niche specialized areas. Look at what you enjoy, look at what you're good at, and build content strategy around them. And then ongoing, I want you to continue to review your lead sources, double down on what converts, and get yourself out there and heard of. Again, thank you for your time. If you've got any questions, if you need any help or anything going forward, you know I'm always on the end of the phone or I am able to be caught on email. Thanks again.